Yes,
Listen,
we're back.
it is
We're back.
20.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back.
It is 2022. People are connected in many, many different ways.
Ooh, what was that? Was that a video of us?
Feedback already?
Ooh, we got feedback. Uh-oh. No.
Yeah.
The files are in the computer.
Now we're good.
There it is.
You know what it was? You know what it was?
It was off.
Off on.
Off on. Oh man, welcome back to the Still Single podcast.
Run with it. Run with it.
Guys, this is episode 17. Like, we've been doing this for 17 weeks, which is just big snaps to you guys.
It's a lot of eppies.
All around.
A lot of eppies. Our last episode was the Halloween episode, so we're in the throes of Halloween by the time you listen to this. We hope everybody's having a safe and an eccentric Halloween with lots of sexy outfits. Maybe, I feel like Halloween's just a sexy time of year. It's just a good time.
Definitely. The sluttiest of holidays.
For sure.
It's absolutely the sluttiest of all.
Anytime I use the word slutty, you guys don't know what to do with yourselves. You're
No,
literally it goes back to like.
And I just don't like Halloween. That was the real thing. I was like, I'll skip it.
You just don't want to talk about Halloween. Well, on today's episode, we talked about in the text, talking about like competition and insecurities that we have as men, comparing ourselves to other men out in the wild. So that'll be our lead in for the episode, but we owe our audience an update. I mean, we owe a Still Single update on everybody's love life and or lack thereof. And
Robbie, kick it off. Bobby Westside.
Yeah.
Do we have enough time? I know the recording is only an hour and a half. Do we have enough time to cover it all?
I've been on a little bit of a tear. And tear, I say with respect to the girls I've been going on dates with. It's been, I think the film, I went to a film festival on Saturday. I met someone there. I'm just kind of like in this mode. And Jordan, I know you've been in it before, where like there are women reaching out to me to like hang out, and it feels so good. It's like I can't really put into words what it feels like, because I'm just like, yeah, I'd love to hang out with you. You're beautiful, or like this sounds great. So that's led me to a couple other dates, and in terms of where I'm at, I'm so friggin' single and like embracing singledom. I've told you guys on some of our calls and some of our texts, I've just been like, I'm okay being single right now. I just want to date. I just want to be Bobby Westside for a little bit.
I'm curious to know if you guys experience this too. This is more so on like the early end of dating, where you're like going off of like a girl reaching out and being like, yeah, of course I want to hang out with you. You're beautiful. This is amazing. Like and this might go into the competition of things of just like, you want to hang out with me. Like I'm worthy enough of it. Like me, like, I'm sorry. Are you talking to me this whole time? Like I get to do this. Just kind of curious as to your early mindset with like dating or interacting with girls, and then how that comfort has, or just like the confidence has built over time.
The confidence is high. I'll be honest. And in terms of just like, I remember this feeling when I first got back on the dating apps after Noelle passed away. And I was just like, I'm matching with like a 26-year-old Swedish model. Like what? And like, we're actually talking. And I know on paper that sounds ideal. And I ended up going on a date with her, and I was like, this isn't for me, but still it was like, I was just like, what is happening?
Well, I want to just, give a little color commentary here, because it's really good to hear Rob talking like real Rob. I think Jordan and I have also been on many calls where Rob did not feel confident, did not feel good about yourself. And you were like saying some things of like, my hair is just not what I want. And like, I'm like a fat dude. I'm like fat. And like, so I just
I
want
don't
to.
think I ever called myself fat. I think those are your words, man.
Okay. All right. Maybe you, Jordan and I were like, dude, Rob's fat. No. No. I just want to. I just want to give some perspective to it because it's cool to hear you sound confident. You have no reason not to be.
Well, and it goes into this idea. I've had like a shot clock on my back. Like, have you ever played just basketball and there's a shot clock? You got this like 24 seconds.
Wait, so when it counts down?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's
the only Division I athlete here. Let's explain to him the shot clock real quick.
Sorry. And no, it's just like I have that sometimes with career stuff where it's like if I don't do it now, it's never gonna happen. And there was a lot of that pressure with dating. Sorry, I cut you off. You were on a roll.
No, I really was crushing it.
Fat.
What I was gonna say was I think it's very cool also the way that you're being liked or people are drawn to you is like the realest you. Like you are winning film festivals, but the film is not you being some like techie DJ. It's you. You wrote about losing your wife. And right. If people are coming through social media, again, it's not like you're thirst trapping or whatever. And even if you were, who cares? But you're like just being authentically, Jordan, you put that on yourself. I didn't say anything.
Snipe from the top row.
Listen, I didn't say anything. If you feel you're thirst trapping, that's your journey. I didn't say that.
Just take it out. Just we're complimenting Rob
and just sniping Jordan.
I did not picture Jordan. You do it in a very clever, funny way. So I don't think it's thirst trapping.
It's like, listen, I'm aware of it.
100% is. It is clever and funny though. It is.
I try to
great abs, man.
Thank you.
You have a core that is unlike many cores.
Thank you so much.
It's just a really nice core. I'm speaking from a fat guy's perspective.
Well, speaking of, how is 75 hard going for you? I know you're also on that journey.
It's fucking awesome. I'm on day 18 or 19 right now, and I literally look in the mirror and I'm like, Bobby, let's go, baby. And it just feels good. I had a date the other night. I'm not going to say with who or what or how. And we were, things happened. We're adults here. And she's literally like, you look amazing. And I was like, say it again. I was like, no, I didn't say it again. I was just like, thank you. And it was just like, fuck, like that is a great feeling.
Can I ask what goes on like chemically or like what was the actual conversation that you had in your head? Because I remember like after hooking up with a girl, she's like, your body is amazing. And I was like, is that all I'm here? Like, thank you so much. But like
in years since I've got it, your body looks amazing.
Like, am I just here to like have people, like attractive people tell me that? And I'm just like, great.
Just
thank you. Like
that.
Well, it goes back to like my inferiority complex and just like wanting to be validated by people. And so it's like, yes, thank you so much for saying, like, that's all I really needed out of this, not the actual physical connection or I want that, but
I think it's great. I mean, the chemicals that shoot off in your brain when you get a compliment in those moments I think it's really powerful. And I've felt since in the last like week of just, dating and having some fun, the film doing well, like getting into more festivals. I'm just like, yeah, I'm riding a bit of a high in terms of notoriety, validation. Like these are confidence boosters. So I think what happens in the brain is just like, yeah, okay, I am, I can be seen. I am getting this validation, which, as we've talked about in other episodes, like the three of us really love validation, and I think that's human. I think it's human to be like compliments.
Words of affirmation are my top 3 languages of love. Just
100%.
Words of affirmation 1, words of affirmation 2, words of affirmation 3, and then everything else.
Ooh, that could be a fun segment where we just do words of affirmation for ourselves or for each other. Yeah.
For both.
Alex,
I think
Alex, you have really you've taken on a transition with your move, and you've done it well. So
thanks guys. I'll do my update. Update, dude, moving is well from, I did the last year and a half with like I gave away all possessions and I was like and it was a good experience to like see how nimble I could get. I now want like a home. Like I really want a home. And so yeah, I like feel like I'm getting there. And I'm here's what I'm grateful for. My move was not smooth. Like the place that I was going to stay at was like messy and dirty, and I have everything in my car. I'm grateful, one, for amazing people help me out, but also that like this point in maturity where, and I'm very immature in a lot of ways, but I'm glad that now I'm like, all right, well, this has happened before. Like I think back to when I was moving to Boulder and I was overwhelmed that it was messy. And then fast forward a few weeks, it's not, and you're in a flow. And so I think I'm glad that me younger, I would be so peaks and valley. And I would really beat the crap out of myself of like, oh, so this is where you're at in life. Logan Paul would never have a screw up like this. Like I'm not kidding. Like that is my bar. It's like, if I'm not doing what Tony Robbins with the Logan Paul impact, or then like I'm like beating the crap out of myself. So that is a real thing. As I drove away from the crappy Airbnb that had like, they didn't clean the toilet. It was like a dead sign. I was like, hey, I don't think y'all actually clean this because there's like pubic hairs. And they're not mine. Anyways, I was like, Logan,
I'm wax.
Curly. Yeah. I laser.
Logan Paul doesn't deal with pubic hairs in a bathroom. I will also say that, and this, listen, still single is along our journey of lives. So I hope y'all are along that. And I mentioned that I've gotten very strong feelings for someone, and that scares me. Also, Robin, Jordan, and I have talked about like the absolute absurdity of how it is to like date someone and be like, by the by, do you listen to a podcast by chance? You might stumble across a podcast with me and my best friends. No, it's just, it's not a big deal. We've done 17 episodes. We're in for a year. No.
Dude, wait, just going to that point though, of like being in a relationship or, and big snaps to that again, like so happy for you, dude. Truly. Like I love this for you.
Don't jinx it.
I'm not jinxing it. No jinx. I will say, like, I listened to Jay Shetty's podcast On Purpose, and he like interviewed John Legend, big fan of John Legend. And then before that, he interviewed like a spiritual guide, and like he just interviews everything. And the point I'm trying to make is like he's now writing a book that's coming out next year about love and like dating and like modern dating, but he's been married for 6 years. Like he can talk about dating and relationships and totally still be in a committed relationship. And I guess man, like this podcast, like, yes, we're talking about being single and dating, but like, we're also talking about life and career and sobriety and like,
and love. I mean, and Jordan, I don't want to interrupt. You're about to say something, but I'll say that it's deepened my perspective. And you all know this about me. I'm a one day at a time guy. I don't like, my mind will go a million miles and years into the future. But in terms of like where I live, it's one day at a time. I don't like to jinx. I like to be present. So who knows what's happening or what's going to happen. But it's really deepened my understanding of like, for instance, I thought I was like cool guy, mature, positive vibes only, like not positive vibes only, but you know what I mean? Like self-care, super mindful and even keel emotionally. And I mentioned this on the podcast, but I've really noticed that there's a direct correlation between the intensity of my feelings for someone like love and the intensity of my insecurities, fears, doubts, emotional peaks and valleys. And so I think it's brought up more of insights and romance and love for me.
That's awesome. And I think, having that wherewithal or self-awareness around you being like, my younger self would be losing my mind if that happened. And I've been there too. And I want to touch on the point of you talking about like comparison of other people who are doing like the Tony Robbins or the Logan Pauls, and the amount of road trips that I've been on, and I'm driving 8 hours, like I'm on hour 7 of like 10 hours on the day of being like, David Dobrik would not be needing like these other
Casey
creators,
Neistat.
like, you know, how shit like that, where I'm just kind of like, what I'm fucking out here putting in so like the friction on what I am trying to do is like so immense at that moment. And so more so, I just want to let you know that you're not alone in those thoughts. And I can't, I can speak to like being like, all right, I got to push those aside. That's not going to benefit me in any which way, but you're not alone in having those thoughts of, and this goes to the topic of the conversation of the competition of like you comparing yourself to other people and where you are at what level. And it sucks. It's frustrating for sure. But also you have to be like, okay, where was I personally 6 months ago? Where was I a year and a half ago? Like, is there growth that's taking that? And some people take longer than others because I write in my journal all the time being like, I, you know, accept the greatness that you're supposed to have, like, you know, be validated by that as opposed to like, be like, do I deserve this? It's like, yes, you deserve everything that's coming your way and more, like manifest more and bigger dreams.
Damn, dude, that's a snappies. And on the competition, and then Jordan, I want to hear your update on the competition note. This is funny of like, I'm like, yeah. Like, I want you to meet my friends. You can't meet Noah yet. Noah is our 6'3", gorgeous, jacked. He wears glasses also. So he's like smart jacked.
Isn't he like a lawyer too?
Yeah. He's a lawyer. He does good. He's like knows stuff.
He's written books.
Yeah, he's written books.
Philosophical.
Like, Noah's out of town. I think he moved. He's in Poland.
Noah moved to Warsaw and he's out for at least 6 years. So
wait, but are you being serious with that? Like, 100%. Are you?
I mean, my lizard brain, I don't even know what that means, but me, Alex, I'm like, okay, yes, Noah's gorgeous, but like this person loves me for me and it's me or any other guy in the world. And that option is always there. But then I will catch the like insecure part of me that it's like Noah pops into mind and this fantasy, this like dark fantasy of they see each other and they make eyes. And I'm like, no. Like, and then they talk to me and they're like, man, what do you want? Like, love is love. We're so sorry. And I'm like, no. And I moved from Austin. I've gotten pretty far in this.
This is quite the thought here.
Well, imagine inviting Rob to Joshua Tree with some girls that you're like into, and then he just shows up just 6'3" and like just smiling dimples, and he just connects on a trauma base, and you're lost. There's no you have no. You can't be witty. They're doing like fucking accents with each other. I don't do accents, but he does act. He's an actor. I don't just.
Dude, you got to know what you're signing up for when you invite me to J Tree. You know, it's just what's going to happen. So I want to tell this one story. But Jay, will you give us an update on where you're at?
Yeah, of course. Okay. I was in a dark place this weekend. I think it flipped on me where I was a bit lonely and just kind of feeling anxious in a lot of different weird ways. And then Rob called me. Like it was Sunday very night. Sunday night. It was very much needed. And so I appreciated just the human connection and the ability to just kind of be like, yeah, I needed this human connection. So thank you so much. Like, snaps to you on that. Like, didn't reach out to the group chat. Was just kind of like spiraling a little bit. But aside from that, I'm slowing down a little bit with the dating. Like I said, I'm not super active on the dating apps, and I think there's something about just the energy there. Like, it definitely ebbs and flows, and I'm in an ebb state right now where like I have matches here and there, but no one that I'm super excited about, or I'm going on dates. I've been seeing this one girl in particular a little bit more than others, and I'm just trying to take it pretty slow with that. I like it, but we'll also see, because I think I have concerns long term. So it's one of those getting to the point where I might need a DTR of just being like, what are we doing here? But just enjoying the moment and trying to be as present as possible. But aside from that, like, things are good. It's all positive. I head to New York tomorrow to just, I love being in the city in the fall, and then I'm there for my niece's birthday, and then we're celebrating my mom's birthday. So a lot of family time, a lot of just like, I'm excited about the energy that New York's going to bring me. So looking forward to that. And that's me. We can have those dark times and be quickly pulled out by friendship. So thank you so much.
Dude, love you, man. And you helped me too on Sunday. I was on my way to a date and I was just like, what am I doing? Like, am I an addict? Like I'm doing this like crosstown date. It ended up being such a fun date. And so, like definitely gonna have a date too. Dude, I'm excited for New York. I'm going to New York in a couple weeks too. And like New York fall. Ooh,
oh, the best.
Like,
it's so good. Every time I'm there so my niece's birthday was the 18th. And so I go every year for it. She's turning 4. So the last 4 years, and each time I'm there, it's like such a perfect time to be there that I'm like, do I move to New York? Like this is, especially if like, you have like the swipes going too, like it is the mecca of just like dating apps and people being like, yeah, let's meet up for, a noon drink here. Or like, hey, happy hour today. Like, great, cross town. Like, and it's a little bit easier than LA to cross town. Like, you're just like, sure, I'll jump on the subway for
that is so cool.
6 minutes and cool. And we're not getting a new, like,
it's like an adventure.
And people walk, you walk.
Yeah. Oh, cool. You're just, like a mile down. Cool. I'll just walk it like and go across town that way. Like, there's definitely been times when I was living in LA where I would be like, yeah, sure. I'll come up to Sherman Oaks for a date. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like,
I'll walk it. Yeah.
Just walk Laurel
Canyon.
Canyon.
45-minute drive. Like, all right, so I'm going to have a drink and then call it a night. And like,
you have really good jackets too.
Yeah. Your jacket.
Thank you.
Strong.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Are you going to bring your little skateboard too or no?
Ooh, should I?
Yeah. That's like a fun way to get around the city, but just don't fall.
Don't fall. I broke my elbow falling off my skateboard. Yeah, we don't want that.
All right, so maybe leave it. You're fine. You're fine. You got quick feet. Okay, so I wanted to share this story because it was a moment that I was really proud of myself where I didn't get jealous of another guy in a girl situation. I was in Mexico City earlier this year and I was with one of my best friends, Nick, and I saw the cutest girl at the club, like hands down. She walked in wearing a hat. She's a blonde girl. I was just like, she is adorable. I must say hello. Usually in those moments, what I tell myself is I'm like, if you don't say hello, like you're missing an opportunity. Like just say hi. In worst case, she just is not with somebody. So anyways, we connect. I walk up to her. I say hello. She's from Amsterdam. She's just gorgeous. The coolest girl ever. And then we connect, and then we dance the whole night, and we set up plans to go out on the town another night. So here's the story. So then we go to this club, and she shows up with her friend, and we're talking, and it's very much like I'm not her guy, but like she's there with me. And then she gets, within a matter of moments of getting to the club, she gets pulled away by this other group of guys that were like probably way more jacked than me, definitely not as fat as me, as you guys say. I'm not fat, but I'm just playing the joke. And she got like swooped up really quick, and she's like, I remember her being like, is this okay? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like go. And I'm just really proud of myself because internally I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But I just was like, yeah, it's fine. Like have fun. I'm around. And then we ended up hanging out more. But like, have you been in those moments where like a guy comes in and swoops a girl and you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm curious, and I have, and I'm curious, what did you do during the I'm around time? Did you know other people or no?
Yeah, I was with my buddy Nick, and I danced with other people and had a good time. But you just see me in the corner crying.
I'm around. I'm breezy.
I'm breezy. I'm around. But it was, and then ultimately she did come back. But I feel like if I had gotten weird and possessive, and that's how men's minds work. Like we get really possessive really quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it all depends like in context of like them pulling her away in the sense of just like, hey, we're this, group that's doing this and hey, come get some drinks with us. And you just being like, and also having that outlet of your friend and all that, where you can just kind of be like, there is a bit of a power move. I was actually this past weekend like on a date, and we went to this house party, and it's just kind of nice to kind of like not separate, but just kind of be able to hold separate conversations and just be like this dude that went up to the girl that I was with, like starts talking to her, and I'm like, cool, I'm talking to someone else. Like I trust the space that we're in and that she's here with me. And like the same way, Alex, like goes back to like the Noah factor, is that like you're connected by more than just like one piece of it. Like it's your connection with the person that you've caught feelings with is the package deal. And so that someone of a stature who might be taller than you or more muscular than you, or like has a better jawline, like sure, she can find that attractive, but it's the understanding of like being connected by the full package of someone that, yes, there's going to always be someone who has a nicer butt or better boobs or this or that, but like the girl that you're with might have a great butt or great boobs or great, like you're there for the personality and the looks and the, not just like this one-off feature that you happen to be attracted to, and acknowledging that. And I think circling back to your story is just like having that confidence is way sexier, I would assume, to the majority of the female population, that like, if a guy starts talking that like I'm always thrown off by if someone's like, hey, were you looking at my girl? And you're just like,
yeah, that's weird.
Dude,
Yes,
like,
I was actually, because
hey,
she's a smoke.
Do you not acknowledge that your girl is like sorry that we made eyes on this, like get over it, bro. Like
oh my God, that reminds me of a story. I once went to this bar club, and I started dancing with this girl, and then the boyfriend came and stood right in front of me with his back to me. And I was just, it was like he was being a dick. And I was just like, hey, like, sorry, what's going on? And then like I tried to like move back to talk to the girl, and he just like put his back to me even more. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it. This is his girlfriend.
What did the girl say or do during that?
She was just like, I'm sorry. She's like, I'm sorry. And then I was like, it's okay. And then I just walked away and
I'll go back to the corner.
Yeah. I gotta go for a cry.
I remember years ago, I was in London. Actually, a little side anecdote with that. So Kyle and I, who do Don't Tell Comedy, we were doing our first like Don't Tell London. So it was so cool. We were there, and Kyle didn't want to go out one night. And I was like, I'm in London. I kept saying the from Joey from Friends, in London. I just kept saying that on repeats. I was like, I'm going to go out. And I went out, and there was a cute girl, and I was alone at the bar. Like it was like a good sense of trying to be confident by yourself, even if you don't know people. And I started talking with her and her friends, and it was such a fun night. And she's like, all right, like you're just in town. And so I met up with her 2 nights later, and I went an hour drive. I had like an Uber for an hour to get down to where she was like going out. But I was like, I'm in London, like, let's do it. And then we went out, and it was like this cool social place, but this guy came up to her and they started talking. And I was like, kind of like what Rob was saying. I was like, I'm cool guy. Like, I'm cool guy. I'm breezy. I don't know anyone. I'm an hour away from home in another country, but they like really started talking. Like it wasn't like 2 or 3 or 5, and we were standing up. So it wasn't even, and I didn't even know what I should do, if I should like interrupt them and be like, I'm going to take a lap or whatever. So I just stood there. And after about like probably 25 minutes, they stopped talking, and then it was all good. But I don't know. Sometimes maybe just don't do anything.
Yeah. Did she give you like a look or a wink?
No,
or a little
nothing.
like just
there was
like
nothing.
a reassurance of like, hey, thanks for powering through this. Like
there
whatever.
Was nothing.
Huh. Yeah, because
so
usually
I definitely got from the girl in Mexico City. She like came back and she's like, I just want you to know, like, you're a really cool guy. Like, you're a nice guy. Because I guess I handled it. We did not kiss, by the way. I'm recalling. Like, okay. I did not get the
nice guy's tough. Nice guy's tough.
She's like, you're a really nice guy. And I remember my dick at that time was just like, you ain't partying tonight, but like it ain't happening, man. Like, you in that nice guy category, it ain't happening. And it did not happen. That's what my dick sounds like.
I can be a dick.
Well, yeah, I guess that brings up like a little going into the competition element of things, of like, I've been thinking recently of just that I need some like edge to me. I've been thinking about this for like probably over a year of just like, do I get like a nose ring? Should I just like bleach blonde my hair? Like, can I do something
You want to
that
Pete Davidson it up?
is that, would you classify it as that? Adding
Yeah,
more
I
like
mean, he's got
jewelry?
tattoos all
Like, should
over his
I,
body.
yeah, like I definitely want to get more tattoos. So like, there's the start there. So,
You're edgy, man. You're edgy as it is.
am I feel very like cookie cutter.
You could get a neck tattoo. That'd be really good.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if like I'm slowly going for like a sleeve and like a leg sleeve, like a stickered leg and arm sleeve, opposite, like be a little asymmetrical.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, it's I just
Why don't you
like
get a fake piercing and just do like a
just
nose
try
ring?
it out?
Yeah, just try it out for like a week and see what the
Yeah,
energy is.
I could definitely do that. I mean, that's what I did with my first tattoo is just like I drew it on for like 6 months straight or almost like a year and everyone knew about it. So finally when I got it, everyone's just like, oh, nice, you got it. Great. And now I'm just like itching for more. But
Well, it's kind of like what they say in the game of like peacocking, wearing the
Mhm.
jewelry, you know, like wearing more things. I mean, I remember I was dating this one girl and she's like, you need to get bracelets. And she sent me a bunch of sexy bracelets to buy. And she's like, if you wear one bracelet, that's fine. If you wear two bracelets, it's a signal that you're like a little bit freaky. If you wear three bracelets, it's a sign that you're very freaky.
how many are you
How many
wearing
do you
right
have?
now?
You have 9,
Yeah.
bro. You
I
have
think I
9
have,
bracelets.
I have three. I have 3 bracelets.
But I agree with
I
like
have 300 bracelets on my arm. I can't lift my right arm.
when it comes to the peacocking element, I think they were doing it for the girls. And if I'm going to do something edgy, I want to do it for me because I want it,
Right.
because there's like value to that, not because I'm trying to, I don't know. Like I feel like I've had the same haircut since college. I feel like I've had the same, it's just kind of like what.
I get that.
I could see you bleaching your hair. I think that'd be kind of a fun
I could
look
actually
for
see
you.
that too. That was
Yeah.
a part of my
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, and it's a seasonal thing. I don't know if I'll like consistently do it from time to time, like, but it's just doing something to just change it up for yourself for a little bit. Like, I'm a little envious of girls getting to like cut their hair or dye their hair. Like, I know the faux pas of like cutting bangs when you're going through like a traumatic experience, and so it's like, how can I not be this Jewish boy from the Chicago suburbs?
Well,
and
here's
this,
the
like,
thing though, but I think
this nice
and
boy
I'm going to
play.
go deeper with you because,
Okay.
and you've talked about this now of the high school you,
Mhm.
and how some of your whatever actions might be driven by that 17-year-old or
Mhm.
16-year-old, whatever feels good to you. You're very poised here. I feel like you're very poised for what I'm about to say. Like you're perched.
He's like, what are you gonna say?
What I'm going to say is that no one aside from you knows nor sees you as what you described, like the Jewish suburban kid from Chicago. People only see you or experience you as this cool adventurer guy who goes around the country with his dogs and does dope shit and like has a
Can wear
big
3
following. And
bracelets.
you can wear 3 bracelets. But
We
my
should make
point is like
still single
people,
bracelets.
that'd be
That's
good.
good.
Yeah.
But y'all,
Sorry,
aren't
keep
y'all wear
going.
those?
Sorry, Webs.
I agree.
Go.
Yeah, you're saying great stuff right now. Sorry, we're
Well,
interrupting.
that's the thesis. The thesis is I think it's more of an internal how you feel because I don't think anyone experiences you like that. I think you actually are experienced quite edgy and might be different than like, I don't know, you're not cookie cutter.
I would agree. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Yeah. And I don't know if this like classifies as like negative self-talk. I think it's just like wanting more for myself or wanting to like level. I feel like I'm in this middle ground, but no, I agree. I think like we're all our hardest critics about ourselves and we view ourselves so differently. So thank you so much for giving me that outside perspective on how to view myself.
I want to do this exercise with all of us now. Actually,
Okay.
Webs, I'm going to do you next.
Do me, yeah.
Because you mentioned the Tony Robbins, Logan Paul comparison, which if I look at you and your career, it's like you get paid to speak to people just like Tony Robbins does. Like, it's not like you just go out and like put on your Navy suit, which is a great looking suit, by the way. And I know it's your favorite. It's your go-to. you don't just put that on and like show up and like maybe I'll get 5 minutes tonight. It's like you're the keynote speaker of the
Thanks, man.
event, and then they send you a check like to do it. So you're already Tony Robbinsing already.
Thanks, man.
And then in terms of Logan Paul, like I don't even know who Logan, like he's a boxer, right? Or is that his brother?
They both are. They both
Whatever.
box, but like
I
So
know they're
Logan
YouTube-
Paul came up in the YouTube world out of Ohio.
He's 6'1",
Started in
212 pounds. No, the reality is like maybe he encompasses like this silly entrepreneur spirit or energy that like you have. Dude, you also own another business called Men We Admire that actually makes money too. It's not only just like a happy like side hobby.
And aren't you a
guys.
percentage? Are you a stakeholder in Don't Tell Comedy too?
Yeah, guys. Yeah, you're good. You're juicing me, and which I appreciate. I do. Thank you, guys.
So-
That's the whole.
wait,
Wait,
the
but
There's
that's
a
the,
lot of humbling moments, guys.
no, but that's the,
The
whole point of
thesis-
this
yeah.
exercise.
Guys,
The
that's
thesis
why.
here is like the people you are comparing yourself to, and I think we do this as humans and people, is like those are the people we're striving to be. And what we don't acknowledge is like in that strive is the work, like in the strive is life, and it's what you should be proud of. So me striving to, let's see, like who are some of my heroes, like be like the next Tom Hanks or a Ron Howard filmmaker or like storyteller like that. It's like I am doing those things. Like I'm in that world and I'm doing it. It doesn't mean I'm at that level yet, but I'm still doing it.
Ben Affleck vibes, Matt Damon. You know,
Dude, I get Ben Affleck a lot lately.
that's a good one.
It's a great one. I love it. I'm all for the Ben Affleck. Okay, who's gonna do me? I'm ready.
Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in.
No, what? I don't even get one. You guys just call me fat and then peace out. That's it, huh? I just get you. You're obviously fat.
No. I don't hear as much. I mean, I guess because you did talk about like being self-conscious about putting actor in your bio and feeling not fully there. And, you know, this is the first step towards that future goal that you want. And I don't like, thankfully, I don't hear that very often, aside from you bring like, you don't feel like an actor. Now you are taking those strides to like hire on representation and having this film go to multiple festivals and continue this growth and more people seeing you portraying this dream that you have, this goal. And so, you know, thankfully, like I said, you don't compare yourself that often. I don't hear you verbally doing it, but this is such a great start for you of being, you know, hearing you being the next like Tom Hanks or maybe it's Favreau. Why am I
John
blanking?
That's a good
John
one. That's a good
Favreau.
one.
So
Big
start
fan.
like, you know, as he was doing Swingers, where he wrote and directed that, but also acted in that. And now he is just like the number one director in Hollywood, like almost essentially creating the MCU. And so you're taking these amazing strides of you have this short film, you are writing out a feature film. People are interested in this. People are being aware of your talents that go in front of the camera and behind the camera. And you're fucking getting fit. 60 days from now, you're just going to be a chiseled out of marble human being that is going to be so glorious.
Ooh.
And
You want to give us? Do you want to give us an update? Take off the shirt. We'll clip it out.
Oh man, it's. I mean, it's.
And can I get a side note too? I had a call with my dad before this, and he listens to the podcast. So hi, Dad. And he wanted to make a remark on The Notebook because he loves The Notebook.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Kahana.
And he was saying that the story there, why people connect with it, is that it's the love in the long run, that he is standing by her during the dementia, during the difficult phases of life. He's like, the early phases are fun. That's easy. That like, you know, granted, it wasn't the easiest of relationships on the front end because of like, you know, the writing and getting lost in 7 years and all that kind of stuff. But the immediacy of the summer love, he's just saying that the long run is why people connect to it, to know that like Noah is still there for Allie in the difficult times of when, you know, like through the grit. And that's why he didn't rate it, but that was his sentiment for us.
I love that. I mean, that's a great lesson for relationships in general. It's just like, it is when you meet somebody and you think, okay, there's potential here for the long run. It's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. Like it's about how you show up for that person during the hardest moments imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like when Noelle got diagnosed, it was, I mean, there was nothing else important in my life in terms of just like needing to be there for her and just like getting her and Leia through whatever we could. And I don't know, I don't know when it happens in a relationship, but there is that idea of like in sickness and in health, what they say like at a wedding, because sickness happens, you know, like people do get sick, and then you have to find strength and love for that person that you just like, it's very selfless. It's, I don't know, obviously extreme examples.
I would rather watch Ghosted, the feature about Rob Moore and Noelle, than The Notebook. Well,
because
Rob,
you're in it.
I'm in
Yeah,
it. I am in it. I mean, no one has a deeper perspective on it than you, man. Truly, you know, and all the more reason to listeners that the confidence and the good momentum that I see you going, don't go around, come back.
I'm here. I'm going to the dark side.
All the more reason of
Hold
why,
on.
dude, you deserve to be frolicking and feeling good and thriving.
Agreed.
I appreciate that.
And to go back to a competition discussion, for me, like in high school, I think the few times in high school when there was always like a bit of a love triangle where I was interested in a girl and another guy was interested in the girl, like I just always felt that they chose the other guy. And so in any circumstance where that's the case, like I was dating like coffee shop girl where we went on a couple dates and she's like, hey, so where are we at? Because my guy best friend just told me that he loves me and he's moving to Denver. And I was just like, as opposed to being like, no, but I love you. Like in this, I was just kind of like, cool, I'm breezy. I'll see you. Like this, I don't, yeah, I'm breezy. So I don't like buy in. I don't dive harder into a competition. Like it's like, I don't need to convince someone to like me. So usually like when someone's out, like it's like, okay, that sucks, but I'm not here to like win you over and do these extreme acts. And I have in the past with like girlfriends where like things were breaking up and I'm like, here's some gifts and here's all the things that I meant to say. And it's like, you needed to do that 4 months ago. Like it's already too late at this point. So I'd love to hear how if you have similar situations with that or experiences.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do you, Jordan, because you haven't gotten the hype lens.
Yeah, it started with me. You started it.
That's how we started it.
Yeah,
we hyped Jordan at the beginning.
He's had enough. Well, the one thing that I will, just to reiterate, and then I'll answer the thing, is one thing that I think is really cool is that you had done the leap of putting yourself out there and learning videography, learning editing, being a social presence well before you'd met the dogs. And I really admire that of like, you were like, I'm going to do this. And even if people judge it, I remember you had even said like Casey Neistat, like just that you put yourself out there in a vulnerable way. And even now, man, like your discipline and dedication to be like, all right, I'm just going to put myself out there no matter what for a year, 3 or 4 times a day on TikTok. Like that's a lot of, it's a lot of commitment to do that. So I think you're edgy. I think you're very talented, and you're a founder of Stay Amo, which is a very cool business as well. You're not just like entertainer guy. So
thanks, man.
I feel that. Yeah.
Thank you.
The Still Single tribe is like, man, I love you guys. Like
I love you dudes.
We've got some you know. Oh, I did get some questions. Should we transition
Yeah.
to
Well,
questions?
hold on.
Okay.
Have you guys not
Well-
been in a love triangle? Have you not been in a situation of competition with another guy, or even we've all done stuff of like work in commercial acting or some sort of commercial kind of work where I've gone into an audition where it was like, cool, this is a room of 5 other people that look exactly like, or you don't get a role and you're thinking, well, it's because I don't, like I don't look like this, or I didn't do just this challenging of yourself, and like once again going against the comparison of these people that we're pitting ourselves against. But when it comes to a relationship standpoint, I'm curious, because I'm curious to know if you guys are just like, no, I'm the alpha here, you should be with me, or if you take the route that I do, because I think I've just it hasn't come successful for me.
Okay, so literally Saturday night, I was at the Newport Beach Film Festival. I had just literally the prettiest girl in the room was talking to me, and I was very excited. Then a man comes up and like tries to like swoop her away and starts taking selfies with her, and then like exchanges numbers. And he was trying so aggressively hard, and part of me was like, wait a minute, I was just talking to her. But I was just like, just chill. Who cares? And so I did kind of what Weber did, where I just like stood there. And then as soon as it was done, she came back and literally goes like, oh my God, that was so terrible. So it's almost like the alpha energy. And I know that's not really a love triangle, but it is like where there's it's kind of, and it's just like sometimes that alpha move for sure works. And I think it works on a certain individual, but sometimes it's a real turnoff. Like it can be like too aggressive.
It's coming from like the desperate or grabbing. And I mean, there's a grounded confidence. And as much as I joke about the Noah thing, my real self is like, if there was a whisper of a pull for anyone I'm with to go for someone else, it's like, well, best of luck. Like I wish you the best,
right?
And take care, because I do know who I am and I know my worth. And so I do think the grounded confidence, it's just like what we've all been talking about, of not to chase things, not to force things. If it's, if it's right for you, it'll be right for you.
Fuck yeah.
Totally.
I'm literally texting my friend, you're the gold medal.
Fuck yeah. I'm waiting for my phone to buzz with it. I don't know. It hasn't come through.
Different friend, but
maybe it's the Wi-Fi. I'll check again.
You are the gold medal, Alex.
Before we
turn,
you know what? We should make a shirt with that.
Yeah, you're the gold medal.
That I'm breezy and snaps.
Yeah, you're the gold medal is one. I'm breezy and snaps.
Done deal. Would you all buy shirts? Go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, if you guys would buy some Still Single merch, will you just DM us yes to merch or whatever? If we get 5 inbound, we will set up a store.
100%. 100%. I also want to share that I got a message referring me to charcoal deodorant.
Really?
From our great audience member Barb, who's a phenomenal person. I've known her for a lot of years. So thank you. We read every message that you all send. And
yeah.
Are you back on the deodorant train?
I'm gonna buy that one for like events and if I go out to dinner with people. But the truth is like in my day-to-day life, I'm so infrequently around people and I shower a crap ton. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I leave the gym, I shower and then I'm like, I don't know. Jordan's agape. His mouth is open.
I'm kind of in your camp, man. Like I've been taking some days off of deodorant and I get that nice funky
really
smell.
I mean, I know there have been times I have left the gym because I'm doing something and I like smell myself and I'm just like, and over this weekend I was at the gym and there was a guy in the back room doing like deadlifts and the whole room just had this like must. Yeah. That is just, but I guess if you're not if you're, the girl that you're seeing is like cool with your spice and it doesn't impact, then all the power to you, man.
All right. We'll reevaluate. We'll do some feedback. We'll get some feedback.
Everyone's different. I get it. Like, I
got a question here from Jessica.
Okay, I got one after that.
Jessica_it's_Jess. Thanks for question. Okay, so she said, question with a backstory. How do women meet men where they are at in regards to sex, and men meet women intellectually or at the beginning of a relationship? Backstory: I was talking with my mentor recently and was expressing how frustrating it was that some of the men I have come across in the dating apps are all about sex from the beginning. Some of it has been bad. Her advice was men and women miss each other because they think differently when it comes to relationships. Men show their wives love with sex, so women need to meet men there, and men need to meet women where they are too. Huh.
It's a dense question.
Yeah, it's a bit dense. Basically saying, like, how do women match men sexually? How can women match men sexually, and vice versa? How can men match women intellectually?
I don't think that men only show love through sex. I almost
I agree
feel
with
like
Jordan.
the opposite. If any, not, I don't know if the opposite is that polar, but that is definitely not how it is represented. And I think it's on the girls to hold a bit of a standard and to get met on the intellectual or emotional intelligence level to meet that right partner or person to connect with that you then feel comfortable with sexually to then meet them at that level.
I was going to say that for me, meeting me intellectually is more important than meeting me sexually for
I
me to
agree.
like actually get
100%.
it to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can't meet me intellectually, there's a likelihood that we're going to have that one date and then I'm going to peace out and we're just never going to go for a second.
And I think
But
emotionally too, like, you know, I think with all of us. So yeah, I mean, I guess to that question, I think we're generalizing a little bit where men want sex and women want intellectual. I think there's a wide
there's
variety
definitely
of
nuance.
both.
Yeah.
But I think like we've talked about this on other dates or other podcasts, like emotionally just go there. Just go there on that date, like set the intellectual and emotional standard of like, these are the type of questions we're going to be asking. And you can even volunteer first to open up about things. And you can do it in a breezy way, or you don't have to give the 9-minute story. You can give the 1 or 2 sentences, but, men or women, I think just setting that standard that we're going to go there. And then on the sexual front, that type of intimacy and connection, I know guy friends who that's not that important to. And I know guy friends who that is incredibly important to. So I would just say, again, it's about honest communication and making sure you're on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think also like a unique element for both of you guys, because you're sober, is that like well, she's cute enough, so let's just get another drink or two and we'll get to the sexual point, because there's like, I can power through this chemistry, like doesn't apply in that same setting where, and I think as we get older too, is where it's just kind of like the emotional or intellectual connection is way more powerful and it leads to better sex.
What kind of drinks were you guys getting? Those sound so good.
Hey, congrats on 1 year sober, man.
Thanks, dude.
Seriously.
Appreciate that.
That was like huge. How do you
Thanks,
feel?
guys.
Like what, like,
I'll do a quick one. I'm incredibly grateful to both of you, really, for just being able to connect the way that we all do. And Rob, the moment where I was like, I think I need to do this was not an awesome moment in my life. And Rob FaceTimed me, and I don't like the phone and I don't like FaceTime. So I was going to hit end and I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is Rob's like FaceTiming you right now. Like my soul was like, hit answer. And I like hit answer. And dude, you were just like, cool. So you ready for sobriety? So I'm very grateful.
are you better about FaceTimes too? I think you are. We
I've
FaceTime
gotten much better.
today.
Now I see the fun in them. Now I see the fun.
Okay, that's awesome.
Dude, I'm so proud of you. And isn't it amazing when you like, I mean, I remember when I was drinking, when it was just like, I remember being like, oh, I didn't drink today, like going a day. And it's like, once you get this time under your belt and you actually realize that you can experience life fully sober and like have fun, and it's an amazing discovery. It really is. So big snaps to you, brother.
Thank you, dudes. The toughest part, I will say, and this goes to what we're talking about too in dating and ideas of ourselves, is it's really just the ideas and the fantasies. And whether that's like, oh, we thought our love life would look like this, or career, where we live, or who we are, that is the toughest part, because my mind will wander and be like I was talking to someone and they were like, oh, I'm going to Spain this summer and like we're gonna go to this vineyard. And I'm like, well, I can't go to the vineyard. I can't have a wine at the vineyard. I have to. It's true though, man. It's nuts. And I just have to remind myself, I'm like, well, you're currently living out of your car in Austin, Alex. So you're not in a vineyard in Spain. So like maybe come back. Yeah.
I know that feeling so well of like, dude, they're going, they're getting beers and they're tasting all these beers. It must be nice getting a flight of beers and all. And I'm just like, all right, dude, like, come on.
Guys,
it is
being
the
hungover
fantasy.
sucks. It is
Being
not
hungover.
fun.
I don't miss
like,
that.
No one, no one enjoys that. I have a question coming from Chelsea. She goes, all right, boys, I have a question. So my best friend's husband and I have had a few conversations now about dating and relationships. He's very conscious and awake and said that a guy will not make an effort to hang out or talk to a girl if he didn't have interest. He claims that if guys want to hang out with friends, they'll hang out with other guys. Do you feel this is true? I'm asking because I have a hard time gauging if guys are into me or not. He always claims they are, but I don't know. I tend to find them hard to read. Are they being nice, or is there something I'm missing?
So she's getting friend zoned often? Is that kind of?
I think guys are asking her to hang out, but she just doesn't know like the implications that are around that. I think she's like assuming that it's not a date or something along those lines, that if a guy is going to approach you, that they're likely interested.
I mean, I think there's some nuance. And again, I'm generalizing. Typically, like I have some friends that are again, I don't know. It's like hard to have friends that are girls. I think for a relationship, it's okay to just be blunt and be like, hey, like, are we just hanging out as friends, or do you want to hang out maybe further than that? And I think it's okay for her to be blunt in those situations. If she's interested, if she's friend zoning the guy, then I don't know. I think for an attractive girl, there's an assumption that the guy always wants to sleep with you. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely like depends on the guy's intention, which is like the question, I guess, because I reached out to this girl who we mutually followed each other on TikTok and on Instagram, and she does like life coaching and stuff like that. And so I was like, hey, I'd love to grab a coffee and just like connect. And so we were talking, coordinating plans, and like about 30 minutes before we met up, she was like, hey, so I just want to let you know, like, I have a husband. Like, I don't know what your intentions are here. And I was like, yeah, I literally thought you were cool and just wanted to like connect on like good energy and vibes and talk about what you're doing and what I like, just was trying to convert friendship from internet to real life stuff. But I definitely can imagine how, like, if you're talking to someone and then they're like, hey, I have a partner, by the way, and you're like, oh, like, if my intentions were something different, I would definitely not have reacted the breezy way that I did, because I was like, oh, my intention was literally just because I think you're cool and I want to learn more about like what you're doing.
Webs.
I did. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough one. I was trying to imagine like being on because I also think us three, we work and live and we're social people, and y'all are smiling in a what's going on? What's up?
It's just fun. It's fun watching you process this one.
Thanks, man. This is a tougher one. I'm just trying to find a road to run on. What I'm trying to say is we all have some kind of, I think we're good people, like we know people. And I think our radar is pretty up. And I've definitely been way off at times. I've been really wrong. I've misjudged things 100%. But I think we can pick up on vibes and all that. But I also know of I have a friend who's an engineer, and he's more analytical, and I could see how he would maybe have trouble. And I'm maybe gathering that this person who submitted the question maybe has a little trouble gathering like on these clues or indicators. So that's what I was trying to imagine. And it's tough. It's tough unless, like Rob said, you kind of explicitly, and that's why, like, within respect and comfort, sometimes breaking the touch barrier a little bit is like in a very PG way, but even like a handhold or like a small of the back or
small of the back, just say
nuzzling into someone. But I think just a little note of like, hey, this is not a business meeting and we're not friends.
Yeah.
Like there's something we want to explore.
Well, I also think that it goes back to the idea that if you're confused, then they're not into you. And if you
so
have,
good.
yeah, like if you have confidence and clarity around what's happening, then that's what's happening. And if you're confused with that person early on, then they're not into you. And like, it's one of those things too, where I've definitely had in the past where girls are like, you're so hard to read. And it's just like, duh, I don't feel like that's a consistent thing. And maybe that's because I wasn't that like into it. But then there's other times when I was into it and they would say that. And I'm just like, okay, maybe I just don't know how. I just have like RBF or something's going on.
I have a question for you guys. I need a little advice here. So I met somebody in the wild last weekend, and it was just like, oh my, like I was just like, yes, like you're so adorable, you're cute. I made her blush. I got her number. I put my number in her phone. Anyways, I texted her later that night, and I was like, would love to take you out. And then she's like, I'm gonna be gone until like end of November,
2025.
It was like she was. And I was just like, okay, have fun. Hit me up when you're back. Cause it was just like, well, I'm not going to wait around for 2 months. Then she responded, actually, I made a typo. I'm going to be back on this date. And it was like only like 2 weeks. And then I was like, oh, amazing. Like, when you're settled, we'll go out. And then I asked her, I'm like, so what's going on your trip kind of thing? And I'm being vague because I don't want to blow anybody's spot up. And then she didn't respond. And now I'm like left on red. And I'm just like, so now she's going to come back from her trip in like a week or so. And I'm still like, oh, I can't wait to go on a date. Like, what's the play? Do I even reach out again or do I wait for her to reach out?
I don't reach out again. I'm going to think that you're going to be enamored with some other person by that time. So even if she does reach out, which is a small possibility, that you're not even like, it's going to be so far down on your phone list of things and priorities. Like the amount of times that in the past that I'm like, I'm enamored by this person. We're going to hang out and like this and that, like it's going to be awesome. And then it just kind of like falls by the wayside, or like you meet someone else out in the wild, or like you swipe through someone else and you're like, this person's awesome and they're here and they're wanting to hang out. So,
right. Okay. So just chill. Don't text her.
You all went on one date?
We haven't gone on a date. We just met.
They met once.
Dude, I think in today's world, like everyone has so much going on. There's so much noise. Everyone's so busy. It's like you and her don't exist until you exist. And, so just leave her a voicemail.
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
It's me, Rob. I've been thinking about you a lot.
No, you're like, okay. I've been told I'm the next John Favreau, so I want to do this fingers voicemail bit real quick.
Also, I got a text message from Rob.
Nice.
Yeah, you did.
Thanks,
You're
guys.
You're the gold medal.
Guys.
Oh, where's Jordan's? We got to send Jordan one. Sorry.
Can't believe
Jay. I'm going to send you right
Unbelievable.
now.
Let me see if there's any other questions. I didn't get them. So if you're just messaging Rob and Jordan,
it's on the still single.
Throw me a bone.
Instagram. I got some DMs.
Oh, direct DMs. Love that.
Yeah, I got some direct
text
DMs.
message. Oh, thanks, man. It's Rob Moore. You're the gold medal.
Rob Moore.
That real quick.
What do you guys think about taking last names? That just popped in.
Wow.
Let's finish with that. No, we were just saying more. So no.
DTR. Will you take my last name?
All right. And that'll do it.
End recording. I am very a traditionalist on this, and I think the woman should take the man's last name. Then again, if I fell head over heels for somebody and she was like, no, it's really important for me, or maybe she has some status and like her career, like she really needs to keep her maiden name, and she said that was important, then I would say, cool. Like, I supportive.
Right. Throw on a hyphen or
I don't even, maybe a hyphen. Maybe like Olivia Wilde hyphen Moore. Be super chill.
You know what's going on with her right now? You always reference someone who's like in the news dealing with some sort of like controversy when you
Maybe I'm caught up on pop culture. Maybe I am.
Well, because you brought up the Adam Levine thing, like when he was in the peak in the news and you had no idea what was going on. And so
I actually don't know what's going on with Olivia Wilde,
Oh
but
my
I know she like hooked up with Harry Styles, right?
that's so tip of the iceberg on like, that's so not even the issue. But okay, yeah, I get it. That's interesting that you're saying Olivia Wilde out of all people with knowing some circumstances.
She's one of my crushes. She's definitely one of my celebrity crushes. So
right. Do you know her?
And then tell me what's going on with Olivia.
Well, no. I'm saying because we can cut this part out.
never.
You go on a date with Helen, and Helen looks like Olivia Wilde.
She does?
You don't? Yeah, dude.
Oh, now I see it. Okay. I see it.
Good
Big
thing y'all
snaps
use
to
those
Helen.
code names.
Well, we learned from you. It rhymes with Helen.
Yeah.
What a
Magellan.
good episode, guys.
Yeah,
this
has been a great episode. I'm
wasn't
really happy
sure
for
where
us.
we were at. Yeah, and then we just hit our stride as always.
So friends, first of all, thank you so much for listening. We really, really appreciate those 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts. It helps get our podcast bumped in the algorithm of the interwebs. And then, just DM us. You can DM Alex at I'm Alex Weber. He really needs it right now. Just
Thank you so
straight
much.
up DM at I'm Alex Weber. You can slide into Jordan Kahana's DMs at Jordan Kahana. And you can slide into my DMs at Rob Michael Moore. And then be sure to follow the podcast at We Are Still Single on Instagram, or if you have TikTok at Still Single Pod. We're posting more content. We're posting more of our clips. And just appreciate all your guys' listenership.
Going back to Joshua Tree also, I was getting called out for picking my nose 3 times during this episode, if not more. Rob, you are thumb deep in your nostril. So I just want to say
not
that
a thumb deep.
People get a pass. If it's this way, you get a pass. It's just you can't go finger.
Was I not doing that in Joshua? Like,
I got to be honest. You and Stephanie had a little bit of. There was some tension. It was like you guys were brother and sister. You know,
and then
that's
Big Daddy energy came in.
Truthfully.
Weekend.
Yeah.
We really need to do a weekend, the 3 of us, guys.
We should.
More than anything.
And then do a live show. I think
More than anything.
it's
I
going
still want to do
naturally.
it. What if we do it in December around the holidays or whatever?
A holiday show in Hollywood.
What are our top cities? LA, Austin,
And
New York.
Austin, that's it.
Okay,
LA,
New York's out.
Austin and Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
New York's out.
New York's out for right now.
Okay.
I say we just decide between LA and Austin, and then
do
let's start doing some Instagram polls and
Let's do this offline.
Okay.
Yes.
Totally.
All right, guys, that's our episode.
Love you, dudes.
We love you
Love
so
y'all.
much. Much love.
Love you guys.
Love y'all.